to Comfort TV, the channel news, bringing you verified and balanced news from Nigeria and around the world. I am Faith Gavin. Thanks for joining us again this evening. In the headlines, Nigeria preaches two-state solution in Palestine-Israel conflicts in UNGA address. CAC President seeks Nigerian support for President Tinubu's administration. Bulama says Nigeria's political parties struggle to meet right standards. Court jails for internet fraudsters in Lagos. The Kaduna government and Gates Foundation pursue people-driven development. And CBD Institute urges Nigerians to preserve cultural heritage. On business news, Naira will appreciate to 1,300 Naira per dollar, says Rabiu. 11 PLC CEO says Nigeria's new 30% capital gains tax may discourage investors. And on the foreign scene, Trump demands probe into UN triple sabotage. On sports, Kelechi Iheanacho's updates spells trouble for Celtic's next rivals. Now the news. The Nigerian government has said a two-state solution is the most dignified path to ensure lasting peace between Palestine and Israel. The country now joins the long list of countries calling for a two-state solution to end the war in Gaza and the recognition of an independent Palestinian state, a solution that the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vehemently kicked against. While delivering an address to world leaders at the 80th United Nations General Assembly in New York, Nigeria's Vice President Kashim Shettima said Palestinians must be granted equal freedom and dignity as granted to citizens of every state. Mr. Shettima said Palestinians are not collateral damage in a civilization searching for order. He stated that the community has been subjected to prolonged conflict and a devastating humanitarian crisis. Mr. Shettima further noted that Nigeria has taken this stance on the Israel-Hamas war due to its experience with terrorism and armed conflict. The Vice President stated that terrorist organizations in the country despise Nigerians due to its commitment to peace over tyranny and disorder. The President, Christ Apostolic Church CAC Worldwide Pastor Samuel Oladele, has appealed to Nigerians to exercise patience with President Bola Tinubu's government over the ongoing reforms in the country. Oladele made the plea while addressing journalists at the 2025 CAC Pastors Conference held in Ikeje, Arakeje, Osun State. He urged the citizens to persevere for a while and support President Tinubu's leadership of the country, saying that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. While expressing hope of positive achievements for Nigerians in the present administration, Oladele assured them of a brighter future. He observed that leadership was a challenging task, noting that the president was trying his best towards ameliorating the current economic hardship in the country. The CAC president called on the government to put in place policies that would ease hardship and for Nigerians to enjoy the dividends of democracy. 4 young men who turned a Lagos hotel into a hub for online scams have been imprisoned by the Federal High Court Ikoyi, which found them guilty of internet fraud. In his verdict, Justice Deinde Dikpeolu convicted Martins Emmanuel, Abib Olamide Asiru, Iremide Owolabi, and Kadri Abdul-Rashid Adio on charges of impersonation and online fraud. A statement on the official EFCC X handle said the quartet were arrested on August 29, 2025 when it operatives raided Mambila Hotel in Ikorodu. The sting operation followed intelligence that the premises was being used as a base by a syndicate of internet fraudsters. Mobile phones and fraudulent documents were recovered from the suspect and tendered in court as evidence. After reviewing their confessional statements and the forensic analysis of their devices, the judge rules that the EFCC has proved its case beyond a reasonable doubt. Kaduna State Government and the Gates Foundation have signed the Kaduna Mutual Accountability Framework (CAMAF) to strengthen strategic collaboration, accountability, and sustainable development. The ceremony, held on the sidelines of the ongoing United Nations General Assembly Conference in New York, United States, represents a shared dedication to supporting sustainable development in the state through targeted interventions and strengthened cooperation. In a statement co-signed by the Chief Press Secretary to the Kaduna State Governor, Ibrahim Musa, and Senior Communications Officer at the Gates Foundation, Fatima Abubakar Al-Khali, It explained that the framework established a non-binding strategic platform for dialogue and accountability. The statement added that it is designed to align the development priorities of both partners for maximum impact, builds on the Kaduna State International Development Cooperation Framework, and introduces new mechanisms for strategic dialogue, measurable commitments, and citizen-centered monitoring. Kaduna State Governor Senator Obasani described the framework as a vital step towards Kaduna's development vision. He added that it represents a bold step from promises to delivery. Speaking on the agreements, the Gates Foundation reaffirmed its commitment to Kaduna State through ongoing investments and technical assistance. The director of the NCBD Institute, Mr. Ed Keazo, has urged Nigerians to actively preserve their cultural heritage and values against the backdrop of modern civilization and social development. He stressed the importance of protecting these traditions to maintain Nigeria's unique identity. He said the Institute, an independent research and cultural organization based in Lagos, seeks to explore the deep connections between Nigeria's contemporary and historical popular cultures. This is as the Institute plans a 3-day festival on Nigerian popular culture in Lagos, an event aimed at championing the preservation of the nation's rich heritage. Keazo added that the work of the NCBD Institute centers on preserving, exploring, and rooted in Nigerian history, language, and identity will preserve Nigeria's culture and heritage. He says there are various ongoing efforts, including government initiatives like establishing cultural villages and increasing museum funding, community-led cultural celebrations, the promotion of traditional art and crafts by local artisans, and a call for professional training in museum management and conservation for future professionals. Still on the news, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) has yet to conclude the microzoning of party positions ahead of its national convention scheduled to take place in Ibadan next month. A member of the party's National Executive Committee (NEC), who spoke on condition of anonymity, that consultations were still ongoing and the leadership was working to harmonize positions before the issue is presented to the 103rd NEC on October 15. He explained that the delay was due to the leadership's failure to meet and finalize decisions on the matter. The delay has left aspirants and stakeholders in suspense, as the microzoning formula will determine which states or geopolitical zones produces key officers in the party's next leadership structure 7. ComfortTV.channel news returns shortly with business, foreign, and sports news. Many thanks for staying tuned. This is ComfortTV.channel's news on business. The chairman of the BUA Group and Nigerian billionaire businessman, Alhaji Abdul Samad Rabiu, has said the Naira is expected to settle at between 1,300 Naira and 1,400 Naira per dollar by the end of December 2025. He disclosed that in a briefing with journalists after meeting with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the presidential villa, he commended the reforms under the president, stressing that businesses no longer rely on the CBN for foreign exchange. On the aspect of food and commodity prices, he stated that prices have significantly moderated in 2025 compared to last year. The National Bureau of Statistics inflation data for August 2025 showed that headline and food inflation dropped to 21.12% and 21.87% respectively. Still on business, the Chief Executive Officer of 11 PLC, Otumba Adetunji Oyebanji, has raised concerns that Nigeria's recent tax reforms, particularly the sharp increase in capital gains tax (CGT) for companies, could deter major investments in the country. Speaking in Lagos ahead of the 2025 Annual Directors Conference, Oyebanji said the rise in CGT from 10% to 30% under the newly enacted Nigeria Tax Act (NTA) may make the economy less attractive for high capital projects. Beyond the tax break hike, Oyebanji also highlighted the challenges posed by new tax reporting requirements, warning that small and medium-sized enterprises (SMEs) could be disproportionately affected if the reforms are implemented without a transitional period. According to Oyebanji, the institute has been engaging with agencies such as the FIRS and the Lagos State Tax Authority to provide constructive feedback. While he acknowledged that the reforms were designed to improve governance, raise revenue, and stimulate growth, He stressed that the importance of balancing these goals with the realities of doing business in Nigeria will collectively help the act. On the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump has demanded an investigation into what he called triple sabotage after an escalator, teleprompter, and sound system malfunctioned as he addressed the United Nations. The UN has said the events that happened while Trump was at its headquarters in New York were accidental and partly blamed them on White House staff. But in a long, angry social media post, Trump described the string of mishaps as very sinister, called for people to be arrested, and said the Secret Service was also probing. Footage showed the 79-year-old President and First Lady Melania Trump getting on the escalator at UN headquarters before it stopped with a lurch, forcing them to walk up. Then, as he began his speech, he noted his teleprompter was not working. He spent much of the rest of the speech bashing the whole body, accusing it of funding illegal migration that was turning Western countries into hell and failing to support his peace efforts in Gaza and Ukraine. But while Trump struck a mostly joking tone about the escalator, his mood hardened a day later. The U.S. president called for the security tapes for the escalator to be saved. Still on the foreign scene, lawmakers in Brazilian state of Rio de Janeiro have approved a bonus for police officers who kill criminals, a move that sparked outrage among rights defenders who fear a massacre. A similar measure, nicknamed Wild Best Bonus, was in effect from 1995 to 1998, when it was scrapped due to a sharp rise in deaths at the hands of Brazilian police. Leftist lawmaker Henrique Vieira, who voted against it, said the new measure stimulates violence and turns death into public policy. In Rio, aggressive police interventions are common in the poor and densely populated favelas, where drug traffickers reign supreme. In 2024, 703 people died during police interventions in the state of Rio, nearly 2 every day, according to official figures. On sports, Super Eagles striker Kelechi Iheanacho has declared that he's feeling relaxed and enjoying life at Celtic. Iheanacho was brilliant for the Hopes on Wednesday as he scored their only goal in a 1-1 draw against Serbian giants Crvena Zvezda. The Super Eagles star, who surprisingly replaced Dyson Maeda immediately after the break, spurned a big opportunity in the opening minutes of the half, but he redeemed himself with a cold-hearted finish in the 55th minute. The goal was Iheanacho's third straight goal contribution for Celtic in 3 appearances for the club, and he is surely making a case to be a starter for the Hoop. The 10th edition of the triumphant Harmony Football Tournament is around the corner, as 16 grassroots teams are set to compete for the trophy in Lagos, where Nigerian football talent is set to shine for the next month. The biannual tournament is set to kick off on the 17th of October and will run until the 29th of November, with the 2025 edition promising to be the best yet. Tournament lead coordinator Ajayi Olumide explained the process, saying 16 carefully selected grassroots teams will be chosen to participate. The competition is set to host teams from all around Nigeria and will feature a standard group stage before knockout games all the way to the final. And that's our news bulletin for today. But before we go, here is a recap of our top stories. Nigeria preaches 2-state solutions in Palestine-Israel conflict in UNGA address. CAC President seeks Nigerians' patience support for Tinubu's administration. Bulama says Nigerian political parties struggle to meet right standards. Court jails for internet fraudsters in Lagos. Kaduna government and Gates Foundation pursue people-driven development. And CBD Institute urges Nigerians to preserve cultural heritage. PDP yet to finalize microzoning ahead of Ibadan Convention. On business, Naira will appreciate to 1,300 Naira per dollar, says Rabiu. 11 PLC CEO says Nigeria's new 30% capital gains tax may discourage investors. On the foreign scene, Trump demands probe into UN triple sabotage. Rio approves bonuses for police killing criminals. And on sports, Kelechi Iheanacho's update spells trouble for Celtic's next rivals. A Nigerian football talent set to shine at Jumeirah Harmony Tournament. Thanks for watching. For breaking news, exclusive interviews and more, follow us online at ComfortTV.channel on all platforms. Remember to like and share our videos, subscribe to our channel, and click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any updates. I am Faith Kevin. Until next time, stay connected, stay informed.